Okay, this is lesson 5-4. We'll be doing several things in this lesson. The first one I want to talk to you about is converting a fraction to a decimal. If I have the fraction 2/5 and I want to convert it to a decimal, what I do is I would say 5 into 2. Well, 5 will not go into 2, so I have to add a decimal there and a 0. 5 will go into 20 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20, and I subtract and I get 0. Therefore, 2/5 is equal to decimal 4, or 4/10. Now let's say I had a mixed number, 1 and 5/6. Well, I know it's going to be 1 decimal something, don't I? Now I'm going to divide this out. 6 into 5. Okay, 6 won't go into 5, but 6 will go into 50 8 times. That's 48. I subtract and I have 2 left. 6 goes into 20 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. I subtract and I get 2 again, which is what I got there. Bring down my 0, and it's going to continue on and on. Well, this is a special situation. When I have a repeating decimal, the way I write it is with bar notation. I would just put a bar over that 3, and that lets me know that I understand that 3 is going to be repeating on and on and on forever. Now, we use calculators, of course, to help us check for accuracy. Well, I'm going to take 1 AB/C, 5 AB/C, 6. That's 1 and 5/6 in my calculator. And the way I can convert it to a fraction is, you see this button here? Right above it, it's got a F arrow D. That means fraction to decimal. So I can just hit the second function, F to D, and it converts it for me. Now, if you see that 3 is going on and on and on forever. Well, our calculator only has so much space, so it'll usually round that last spot, or in this case it doesn't have to, but it'll quit. But that doesn't mean that the number quits. It really goes on and on. In these calculators, the F to D button is located right here, and in this one it's located right there. You have to find where it's located on your calculator and become familiar with it, but it is very helpful. Now let's try one more. What if I gave you a decimal, such as decimal 22? Well, this is the tenths place and this is the hundredths place, isn't it? So if I want to convert it to a fraction, it would become 22/100. And see how there's 2 places here and there's 2 zeros there? Now all I've got to do is simplify that fraction. Well, I know that 2 will go into 22, and it goes into there 11 times. And 2 goes into 100 50 times. And then I ask myself, will that simplify any further? And it will not, because 11 is a prime number. If I want to check it, I can go decimal 22 in my calculator and second function F to D, and it gives me 11/50. What if I had a mixed number, like 4 and 3/5? 4 and, what if I have 4.6 and I had to convert that? Well, that would become 4 and 6/10, and then I would simplify 6/10, and I realized real quick 2 will go into there 3 times, 2 will go into there 5 times. Again, with the calculator, I could go 4.6, second function F to D, and it gives it to me.